call it, trim the video or do whatever. It's right out the gate, huh? Just fix your hair right out. Start with that. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. All right.
What topic we do?
I get it.
What topic we do?
We're not gonna sit here and say what topic we're talking about. Like, why we can't just talk?
Sure, we can.
Don't we do that all the time anyway?
Yeah, what we talking about?
Cause that's what you do. You call me and you do like, you like, hey girl, what we talking about? Where they do that at?
Chat of Chico and Evelyn.
You're a professional YouTuber. You supposed to be showing me how to do this. Is that fire?
Is it recording?
the fire was on you, girl. Dre is hot. She hot. That was fire. I saw the fire.
I did too. Yeah, I see the fire too.
You say you're not in the camera shot? You go over to the corner a little bit. Come join us. Oh, how you doing? It's nice. It's nice for you to join us.
Sure.
I don't know what you said. What did you say?
Evelyn Lozano. We are basketball wives.
Oh God!
We are basketball wives. We are basketball wives expertise because we've been watching basketball wives ever since they came on the air. Okay. And Evelyn Lozada, she's always been a bully. Okay, she had bullied everybody on the show. And that situation with her husband, Shaq Ochocinco, the football player. We have sons, and we got some questions because we feel like
I'm just like, let's go back to the beginning.
Yes.
In real life.
In real life.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She said that he headbutted her.
Yes.
In that car.
In the car.
Because she found that box of condoms.
And
or was it a box or was it a receipt? I think it was a receipt. It was a receipt for the condoms. She didn't find the condoms. I want to say it was a receipt.
Receipt for the condoms.
For the condoms. I mean, we always fact check, but that it ain't even that serious. I think she found the receipt for the condoms, and she got mad. They start arguing in the car, and she said he headbutted her. Now, you know, it's like what we saying is everyone a little feisty.
Yes.
Not even just a little feisty, like
a lot of feisty.
She a lot of feisty.
She a lot of feisty.
Okay, she didn't fought. We don't know how many times
on the show. Okay.
On national TV.
Headbutted a bottle, stayed on the table, acting crazy.
Climbing over tables.
Climbing over tables, trying to slap a woman, black women.
Right.
Okay. So we just feel like we have sons, and we tell our sons, Evelyn, we are against domestic violence. We don't believe in that.
Very much so.
And we tell our sons, don't hit a woman, walk away. But the question is, if a woman's all up in his face, slapping him, hitting him, and we tell her to walk away, and then she calls him all kinds of names that you know how we could do that. I'm just saying I've been guilty myself. But I'm saying is,
now maybe you should say what you're saying now wasn't necessarily right.
Now it wasn't necessarily right, yes. Okay. I learned my lesson. I'm a little growner now, immature.
You could have got snatched up.
Could have got snatched up. True that. But the problem is we got sons, and we tell our sons keep their hands off a woman, keep they walk away. But if a woman is in his face, cussing him out, calling him everything but the son of God,
right,
and putting her hands on him, and he's trying to leave,
right.
The question is, what did he do?
I mean, from my perspective, I'm like this. Everybody's a human being.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Women have fought for years for equal rights. We want to be treated just like anybody else. We don't want, men to get special treatment or have favoritism or get more pay or any of that, because they're men and we're women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's where, to me, it gets shaky, is that the rules apply to every situation,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the rules also apply for men as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If we just treating everybody equal, right?
Yeah.
That means, isn't it domestic violence if you're all up in a dude's face, being mentally and verbally abusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has no recourse, because we know how women's mouths can be and how quick we be shooting the blanks off. We be like boom, 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 boom,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And especially YouTube people understand, because nobody is physically in contact with somebody, but people be on channels and things talking all the time,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you feel like if they was right there, you would want to be violent,
Yes.
right? It's like, why push another human being
Mm-hmm.
to the point where they would want to be violent
Yes.
with you?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't understand. And to me, there are women who sometimes take advantage, and a lot of women ain't gonna like what I'm saying right now,
Yeah.
but I've been on both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
I done had a mom and a dad who, my mother was in a domestic violence situation for over 12 years, okay? And I done seen some really, really violent, forget a headbutt, I done seen some violent altercations, okay? Teeth missing, broken noses, broken bones. I have seen real tough violence
Mm-hmm.
in my own house, right? But then most recently, I've also had it happen to my own son,
Mm-hmm.
where he was in an altercation with the mother of his daughter, and she slapped him.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't even talking to her, because ironically, I was on speakerphone, right? What is it? He had so much restraint in that moment, because to me, in real life, he had every justification to pop her ass right back. And even if I had a daughter, I would say the same thing.
Yes, we sure
You
do.
don't push a person to
Or
that
provoke
point.
them.
I would feel like if I hit Fred, or if I did something to Fred, I better be ready to take it. If I'm a dish it, I better be ready to take it. That's why I don't go there
Mm-hmm.
with my man, because I'd rather walk away and live to see another day, because I know he could. Because what's the difference then when two women get into it,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And one woman is bigger than the other,
Yeah.
and you back down to the bigger woman because you like, she might could whoop my ass. What's the difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. What's the difference?
So what that tells me is that when you're mouthing off to a dude, you go ham because you like, oh, you ain't supposed to hit women.
Yeah.
It's wrong if you hit women. It's wrong to disrespect men.
Yes. Period.
It's wrong to disrespect not just men. It's wrong to disrespect other human beings.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get snatched up, I don't understand why people be surprised.
Yeah. And I've been through my own domestic violence situation too. The boyfriend I had,
Because not everything is provoked.
yeah, I didn't provoke him. He tried to kill me, strangle me to death. So I do understand domestic violence, and I went to work that night after it happened. Erica was at work with me, and I went to the hospital where my sister-in-law works at, and that's how my family knew what happened to me. So my kids, my two, they're grown now. Didn't witness them at their dad's house that weekend, but the thing is, they seen the aftermath when they came back home. And so I have a son, and that's important to me. And I feel like Evelyn's on TV doing that mess, and Chad Ochocinco, you know, lost his livelihood, and he has 7 kids. And there's no record, no police report, no incident that he put his hands on a woman. He got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas.
Yep.
So if you got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas, it's guaranteed it's gonna be an incident, a report, that you put your hands on one of the women. So I just feel like that Evelyn, she caused this situation too, and she out here wanting to have the sympathy. We ain't got no sympathy for her.
Yeah, it's almost like the money and the fame was more important to her
Yes.
than the love and the relationship.
And so we understand domestic violence because it's It's just not okay to hit a woman. It's just not okay to put your hands on a woman. And I definitely understand that, and I definitely get it. And that's why I have a son, and my son is 6'5", 10", and he's tall, he's thick. But I don't want a woman slapping him upside his head, calling him everything from the name in the book, and thinking that I'm gonna be okay with that, because I'm not. Because if I'm teaching him right to keep his hands off a woman, you just keep your hands off of him.
She posted a picture.
Yeah, showing her head, but she went and got plastic surgery.
And what kills me is that error, like, she showed a picture showing the severe violence. Let me tell you something. You don't know what severe violence is.
For real.
Severe violence is having somebody almost kill you.
Choke you to death.
Severe violence.
And your eyes are bloodshot.
Severe violence is when you threw that bottle at another cast member across a room, and what that wine bottle could have done to somebody. Severe violence is walking over a table and throwing your whole self at somebody without even thinking about what the repercussions is going to be unless somebody step in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you got your nerve, like the severe violence. What severe violence?
And to me, why Chad Oglesino lost his career, she was making money off of that. She was making money off of him. She was making money off of all that. Okay?
And he wanted her to. He wanted her to win. That's what's sad to me, is that he sincerely, I felt like he really wanted Evelyn to win.
Yeah, domestic violence is wrong, and women are going
all she
through
had at that time was a little fucking shoe shop.
Women are going through it every day, and it's just wrong. And we understand domestic violence. It happened in our family. It happened to me, and it's been 12 years now. So I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I'll find a better way to bring the conversation up. Talk about Evelyn Lozado. And it happened. The person who tried to kill me have done 10 years in prison.
Just like when we was talking about the thing with, what's his name, Ray Rice?
Yeah, Ray Rice.
We feel like
Smith. My boy Stephen A. Smith.
And I backed him from Jump Street.
We
got into an argument about that. Yes. I backed Ray Rice from Jump Street. I said, she was off the chain in the casino, acting up, okay?
Yes. And Stephen A. Smith, I watch him every morning. Okay, I call him my morning husband. But he lost a week of pay and suspended because he said on his channel that a woman should not provoke a man. I agree with everything he said. And me and Erica, the day he got suspended, we was on fire because we said that shit wasn't right. Because I feel like he had a right to say it on his own platform and say he was telling the truth.
People should have been picketing ESPN and letting him come back that way. He should have never had to make an apology to anybody. Because what he was saying was
true.
Right.
And what he said was he got 4 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
He said he got 4 sisters. And he tell his niece and his sisters, don't provoke a man.
Yep.
We would tell our sons. We would tell our sons and our daughters the same thing. I'm not trying to got a mouth on her, okay? But I tell her, slow it, roll. Don't start nothing. Walk away yourself. Because women can go to jail for domestic violence too.
Oh, definitely now. But people are still, like, I feel like learning their way around it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like I said, neither one of us is condoning. The point is neither one of us are condoning any type of violence.
Thank you.
Right? There's no room for any type of violence. Right? But when you are constantly, like, and even in his thing, like, I really didn't listen to the whole thing, but Chad was, all he was saying was that I got everything taken from me. He admitted that he made a mistake, right?
He did a tweet and said that he lost everything he had in one mistake, and now he has everything that he had. He got it back. He got it back tenfold, and he's good. He will never lose it again. Now, Evelyn Lozado, she comes out crying because she wants a little sympathy and basketball wife about to come on again. She basketball wife about to come on one more time again.
Bitter Betty.
Mm-hmm. So she crying on sympathy and saying Chad was coming at her. He wasn't coming at her. All he said, he had one mistake and he lost everything. He got everything back. And so what? We love to come back here. We love somebody redemption. We love somebody saying they done wrong and then they better.
I was rooting for him to come back.
I'm rooting for him to come back.
I was rooting for him the whole time.
The whole time.
To come back because I felt like it was just a bad situation.
Yes.
On both parts. You know what I mean? And that it just got out of hand. And the thing is that we allow media, like a lot of times, you know, and I hate that it's so, that it even touches our community,
mm-hmm.
right? Where we let outside sources, whether it's, you know, with famous people it's media, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with regular people, it's your friends,
your family,
your homegirls, your family,
mm-hmm.
you know,
your
like, right, the police,
right, the CPS worker,
right. We let outside sources come in and rile us up even more, right? So then we don't, and things don't get nipped in the bud,
mm-hmm.
taken care of, settled down, and then you move on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's a very unfortunate situation. And the thing with Ray Rice, I mean, it's like, look at him. He never got his job back either.
Never lost his job.
And the NFL apologized to him and realized later that it wasn't his fault. That her drunk, angry ass slipped
yes.
in the elevator. He didn't push her or punch her, and then he still can't get a job. And nobody was kneeling or picketing or doing nothing.
Yeah.
About that.
So we're seeing that domestic violence is wrong. It happened to me.
Absolutely.
And I got help for it. I went to therapy, and I'm better for it. But I do have a son, and I do worry about when he's in a serious relationship with a woman, and then it happens. People are going to hit each other. People are going to talk to each other bad. But I tell him every day to walk away. And if he didn't walk away, I would pop him upside his head because I'm his mother. But I know who my son is. He's a good boy, and we don't want people that women mistreat them either. We love our sons. Look what happened to her son.
Mm-hmm.
But we telling our boys every day, don't put your hand on a woman.
Mm-hmm. Walk away.
Walk away. It ain't worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It ain't worth your freedom. It ain't worth your life. When I was on the phone with my son, when that happened, my whole life flashed before my eyes because all I could think about was that he was in a rural area where it ain't a lot of us, and that if somebody called the police, please God, don't let me be on this phone while they shoot first and ask questions later.
Because they do that.
Because he's in a relationship with somebody that's not our color.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is dangerous. And even in that situation, I don't think she thought for 1 second that her actions could provoke something else.
They never do.
You know what I mean?
They never
it's
do.
Like I don't think for 1 second that Evelyn even thought when things went down that all that was going to happen, right?
But she's in a moment of rage. She's in a moment of rage.
But even when the rage stops, right?
Yes.
Now you're in it, and you in it deep, right? Because like the outside sources that we talked about, right?
Yes.
The outside sources come in and boost you up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got all these people on your side boosting you up, and so when all of a sudden you have a calmer head, and you're like, do I continue on? You continue on because how do you tell everybody that you done riled up now with you, right? Mm-hmm. That you had a hand in something, or that you provoked something, or that you know, like, how do you stop the train once you put it on the track? Like, that's what I feel like with Evelyn. You know what I'm saying? It was like by the time everybody woke up 2 or 3 days later, right? That train was going full force down the track. And I don't think she could stop it either. And so instead of saying anything,
she tell the truth. I had a part in this situation.
She didn't even try. She didn't want to save face. It was more important to her to save face, right? That's how I feel. Period. I said what I said.
Said what I said.
I feel like she wanted to save face, and so she just let the train keep barreling down the track, knowing that inevitably there was going to be a crash collision and that she was going to be a bystander while Chad's whole life was screwed. And she just let it happen. Yeah. You know what I mean?
She did.
So, I'm just like I said, if he headbutted you in the car, girl, I ain't saying it's right, but I'm just saying it don't mean that you should have got your payout and bounced.
Yeah.
You should have been like, deuces. I ain't dealing with this right here. You didn't put your hands on me, and I'm out, and give me my half.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot she wasn't married to him that damn long to get anything. What?
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Really?
right.
What she gonna get out of him?
So, which it was even so to me is even more reason to parlay it into something that's sensational. You want it to be sensational.
So she
you
can make
say you
more
don't
money.
want to be known as this, domestic violence person, but you talk about it all the time.
And she act like she's angry all the time. She's angry and bullying people all the time. She came at the basketball with that stinky ass attitude and that stinky ass behavior.
And she still, even after he was violent with her, she still came back on Basketball Wives and was violent with other women. How you gonna tell a dude not to be violent against you? Everybody's people. Just because he a dude don't mean you and him can't have a physical altercation. You shouldn't be having no physical altercations with nobody either. Take responsibility for your own shit.
And I understand why she went on Younger Van Zandt because she didn't help her just as me.
She was getting a paycheck once again. Gotta get them. Was that fire?
Gotta get them coins up, I guess.
That was fire. She had to get them coins.
Yeah.
You know.
But we want everybody to know we don't condone domestic violence. We have had it happen in our own family, in our own life, and we are better for that, and we understand it. But at the same time, we got sons, and I do think about that a lot.
Case in point, when you've been in pop off mode before, and I'll be like, you wrong.
Yes.
You out of line.
Yes,
and,
I have
and we have gotten into it.
We got it.
And I'll be like, because I'm thinking of the outcome.
Yes.
I'm thinking of if he put his hands on you, now I'm in the middle. Now I'm busting this thing in the head with a brick. You feel me? Like that's where I'm at. Yeah. I'm like, if it pop off all the way, I'ma have to make sure my girl is cool and protected. Yeah. But I don't want it to go there. Yeah. If it don't have to. That's true. Right? So let's take a step back.
I'm not saying I'm perfect either. But I don't do that no more. Because why? Because it's just not safe for me.
They be killing me. They be killing me with these motherfucking pictures, right? She had this one little slice. That's
pop
blood
like I
from
used
the
to.
Slice.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, I had a hot temper. I haven't did it in a long. I don't do it no more. It's not worth it. So
it's
not worth it. So I don't pop off like I used to. And I'm getting older too.
Unless you just won't.
Yes.
But sometimes.
Or unless it's my friends and who I problem with.
Sometimes you can get it. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I done seen Andrea out somewhere about to bust somebody with the wind. But that's another conversation.
I never said I was perfect, okay? I'm 45 years old. I make mistakes. It is what it is. But I live to tell them. I live to know the mistakes that I made. And as women, as men, as kids, as my son is 21 years old, I don't want a woman up in his face yelling, calling him every name in the book, and think that he is gonna walk away. I definitely know that.
Right.
But I guarantee you, she won't be in his life.
Like we said the other day, what we saying? If you don't want the smoke.
Don't want the smoke.
Don't start the fire.
Don't start the fire.
Period.
So but I want everybody to know we don't condone domestic violence against women or men. Period.
Yeah.
But it did happen. Happened to me. I recovered. I moved on. I'm a little cautious. But that is what it is. I'm always worried about my surroundings. Who's in my area or who's in my space. So, other than that, therapy helps.
In that same situation, like you learn to, I always would like ask you, did you ever have, like, looking back now, did you ever have a feeling, like just a gut feeling that you may be pushed out? You know what I mean? Like where there may be signs or feeling, because like I had the feeling, but I had been around it growing up. And you remember that was another time that we didn't talk.
Yeah.
That we wasn't cool.
We was cool.
Because I being the child of a situation, I just had a feeling. And so, you know, it was like I feel like this is not a good situation. Yeah. And look, it wasn't like anything happened. Nothing happened. Not one thing happened. Okay? It was just a vibe. Yeah, it was just an energy that I had.
She didn't like him.
And I was, and it was, don't say that, because it wasn't that I didn't like him. It was just something I felt that I was like, you know, like I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I don't know him like that. Mm-hmm. And really at the time, early on, you didn't really know him like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like, I know you like him like that, but we don't really know him like that. Yeah. And I feel like a funny little vibe in my gut for whatever reason. Yeah. And all I asked her to do was to not bring him by my house. And that reason being was because when my mom and dad used to get into it, my mom always had to find a place to run to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a safe place, because if it wasn't a safe place that my dad didn't know about, then he would come there and be violent there. And so I didn't want her to, wasn't that I didn't want to not know him, wasn't that I didn't want to not still be cool, but I was just like, just don't bring him here to my residence, because in my mind I was thinking, if she ever needs somewhere to run to, if anything does happen, yeah, then she can always come here, right? And then what happened? Picking up the kids from school.
Yeah, the kids go to school down from our house. And
slides right down my block. And it's like, hey! And he gets out the car. And for me, growing up that way, for like most of my childhood, I was pissed. Yeah. Because I was like, I didn't want no parts of it in my life. And I was like, what I always like can foresee, you know, a thing. And I'm like, I'm already seeing it. It pops off. You come here. He come here after you. I'm here. My kids is here. My man is here. Right? Mm-hmm. Him and my man get into it, because my man ain't finna let nothing pop off at his house. Mm-hmm. Right? And now my man in jail because he done fucked your nigga up. I'm like, and now we both raising kids by ourselves. Right? I'm thinking worst case scenario. So I'm just like, just don't bring him here. Yeah. And she did. So when that happened, I was like, clearly my friend is not thinking real rational right now, which I understand sometimes. Yeah. And so I was like, we can't be cool. Yeah. And so we didn't talk for a cool minute when that happened, and we was working at the same place. Yep. We probably worked not 150 yards from each other. Yep. There was my door where my office dorm was, and hers was 2 or 3 doors down.
Yeah, we didn't talk for almost.
And we went our separate ways. And until that happened that night, and a coworker came and said, "Your friend needs you." And I was like, "You tell her to come over here." And when I saw her, I knew immediately, like, this was my fear. You know what I mean? But there was no moment of I told you so. No. Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
Never.
Ain't no room for that.
Yeah, she never said I
because
told you so.
Because we here now. Because it's like we here now.
Yeah, she never said I told you so.
Now we gotta get it.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I wasn't saying that.
She never said I told you so. She never said she was like, Dre, you all right? So I went to work. That's so crazy. I went to work after that situation. I can't believe I did that. But I went to work. And my supervisor, we went to the hospital.
Yep.
The hospital.
Yep. And it took some time. Like any relationship, it took some time to you know, like excommunicate your life of that situation. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you know, I realized
I never went back to that apartment. I never went back to that apartment. I actually stayed with some friends about 6 months with my kids. was pretty much basically homeless, and we got our own place, and to this day, I never let a man live with us ever again.
No, you didn't.
I never let a man live with me and my kids ever again in life.
Yep.
But the one thing, their dad, he wasn't happy. He damn sure wasn't happy, but he was there for me.
And you live and you learn.
We live and we learn.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I always felt like, I hope that, because the reason why I asked, did you feel anything, was because, I always look at people and I'll be like, even with Butchie and Dudley, right? I'll be like, trust your instincts. Don't fight with yourself about what your instincts feel.
Yeah.
And when you feel something instinctually, try the best you can not to let your head interfere with what your gut, your soul, your instincts are telling you. Because this right here, this is always right.
Somebody asked me the other day, a friend of mine did, what was the sign? It was signs. I said, yeah, it was signs. It was signs. He called me out on it a couple times. And I forgave him. Said we're never going to do it again. Sex was off the chain, so pretty much what I'm scared around. I ain't gonna lie.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
But at the same time,
did you see that? Did you see me
stop
on a dime?
But at the same time, it was signs. It was red flags that I could have seen. It was things that he was doing, and I pretty much didn't pay attention or just blocked it out. I worked 2 jobs, and so I let things go, let things slide. But as I understand, in that situation that I find myself in, it was embarrassing, and it was very embarrassing to my family. And not only did it happen, I went to the hospital. My sister-in-law went to the hospital. So not only did I have friends and family who got called that night that it happened to me. My brothers and all shipping them to the hospital. I have guy friends who got barbershops all at the hospital because now they're ready to fight, because now Andrea Lynch has been hurt, and they was like, let's go get him. And my older brother, it's like 3 or 4 years older than me, they ready to go fight and shoot and hurt him. But I had to let them all know, let the law take it from there.
We went to court together.
We went to court together because they came out.
Remember the one time when you ended up at my house,
yeah,
and Butchie got on my oldest son got on his skateboard and chased him,
yeah,
on his skateboard,
yeah,
so he could see where he was. So
yeah,
when the police came,
yeah,
we would know where to find him.
Yeah, and so they came after my kids and my ex-husband because I didn't want to testify at the beginning because I was scared. But they suspended my ex-husband and the children, and now you're coming after my kids. Oh, it's a problem then. So I agreed to testify. But he ended up taking a plea and did 10 years. And so we didn't have to testify. They subpoenaed Erica too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I ended up having everybody involved.
And that was that.
And that was
I tried, people.
And that was that.
But it's like I say, like this, that it's gonna be a situation where you just have that knowledge now for somebody else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's how my mom always looked
yes.
at it. You know what I mean? Like, if my mom hadn't went through what she went through, I wouldn't have known the signs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known what type of energy somebody like that had. You know what I mean?
And he was always possessive over me. And I'm not a person who wants to be possessive over. I'm grown. I do my own thing. And he was always possessive, what I'm wearing, what I got on, how I'm doing my hair. And
so many women confuse possessiveness
but he does.
with
oh,
love.
He said love.
Yes.
No, that's that
possessiveness
bullshit.
And love.
That's
two different things.
And he isolated me from my friends and family. And possessive and love is 2 different things. Because I did think, oh, love me. Oh, it's cute. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's hell.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that. But I just want to tell my story. This is how it happened. This is what it was. But as soon as he got out of my life, we're back friends again.
Who's back friends again?
We divorced each other
until we got divorced again.
But anytime I needed her, she always been there for me and her husband. They've been there for me and my kids through thick and thin. And that's what friends are for. But sometimes I think the friend who getting hurt sometimes have to walk away to keep their own standing. And I see that. I recognize that I put her through something that she was reliving her own traumatic situation that she had in her family. So I apologize for that. That's my friend right there, and I don't want to see her hurt or cost her anything.
So, it definitely is like that. Like it's like it's so hard because for so long I never even realized sometimes that when you're friends with somebody, when you constantly trying to save them from situations that you know are gonna hurt them, in a weird way, I learned later that the robbery is that the same lessons that I've had to learn through trial and error, I'm robbing you from the opportunity to learn that lesson. Right? So a lot of times when it was always me that was like, I can't do this no more, I don't want to be cool, it wasn't just about me being upset at you or something like that, but it was also about my lack of control and my lack of boundaries, right? To stop getting in the way, right? Of necessary things that you needed to learn and figure out on your own so you could grow and blossom into the person that you needed to be. Like, nobody needs to necessarily, you guide children. You know what I mean? But part of the journey of being an adult is that you have to make mistakes.
You make mistakes.
You have to make mistakes.
You make mistakes. They teach you the lesson. They teach you that you're gonna be better at it. They teach you that you're gonna fall. You're gonna fail. You're gonna get up, and you're gonna have the best comeback.
Yes.
Because
not making mistakes scares me when you don't make mistakes. Because then when you finally make a mistake, after only knowing how to win, the fall for people, people wonder why people get depressed and all that, because people don't know how to fail. You know what I mean? When you think about, like in psychology, we almost equate it to a baby, right? When a baby is learning how to walk, right, they crawl, they stand, they try to take steps, they fall, they crawl, they stand, they try to take a few more steps. Like, that's a part of the process, right? And we have to let them do it. If you had a baby and you just carried the baby all the time and never put the baby on the ground to fall on its own and get back up, the baby would never learn to walk. You know what I mean?
So, I'm not ashamed of it happened. It is what it is. I'm a better person. I know what I've been through. I know who I am. I know I love Andrea Lynch. Worship them.
I know I love Andrea Lynch.
So I know I can help other women, and the comeback is a motherfucker. Life is great over here at the Lynch's house, and I'm here to tell my daughter, my friends, I don't be through it. You can make it through it, and we can do it together. Period.
Hallelujah. On that note,
we're going to get up out of here.
This was a nice little chat.
It's hot air. Make sure you share and subscribe. Please go subscribe.
Tell us if you've seen the flame during the video.
Yes. And please go share and subscribe to Real Mama's Real Problem. Talk 87. Thank you for the shout out. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Jerry C. Williams. Who else? QB of the Midwest. Lolo.
Yes. By the meeting.
No, she don't have a channel yet.
Oh, she don't have a channel yet. But still.
Who else we love? Sean Bradley. Who else do I love? I got what is it?
It's another one of those friends things.
5A, QB of the Midwest. I love QB. QB is my boy.
She's gonna make a list of people.
I'm gonna make a list of my people, okay? And other people I can't remember, but Bama girl, we love you, Bama. Appreciate all the love and support. George Blogs. I don't know who else. And if I miss you, I'm sorry, and I will keep on shouting all my people out.
Yes, absolutely. We
So,
sure will.
Have a good
All
evening.
right.
Bye-bye.